Okay, real talk. Have you ever gotten to the end of the month and thought, where did all my money go? Today, we're fixing that. We're creating your first real budget. And I promise it's way simpler than you think. So, welcome to day 6 of the Organize Your Ish Challenge. If you've been following along, you've already tracked your spending, you've audited your subscriptions, you set your money goals, and you even calculated your numbers. Today, we're putting it all together into a budget that actually works for your life. And we're using something called zero based budgeting, which sounds fancy, but really, it just means that every dollar is going to get a job, and that's it. So grab your note taking tool and let's get into it. You may be wondering, what is zero based budgeting? This is where you take your monthly income and you assign every single dollar a purpose before the month even begins. Income minus expenses equals zero, not because you're broke, but because every dollar knows where it's going. So let me show you what I actually mean. Say you bring home $3,500 a month after taxes. With zero based budgeting, you're going to allocate all $3,500 to different categories until you hit zero. Like this. Rent could be 1,200, groceries 400, transportation 200, utilities 150, savings 300, debt payoff 200, fund money $150, and so on and so on until every dollar has a job and the budget balances to zero. The beauty of this is that you're telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. You're being intentional, and that's when things start to change. Now, does this mean that you can never move money around? No, life is going to happen, but you're going to move it on purpose, not by accident. All right, let's build your actual budget. I'm going to walk you through the main categories, and you can adjust these based on your particular life. So there are going to be fixed expenses. These don't change month to month. They're going to be things like housing, rent or mortgage, insurance, car, health, renters, debt minimum payments, the subscriptions that you're keeping, your phone bill. Write down those numbers. These are non negotiable. Then we have what's called variable expenses. These change, but you can control them. They're things like groceries, gas, utilities, personal care, household items. For these, you want to look back at your spending tracker. What did you actually spend? Be realistic, but also think about where you want to improve. Your discretionary spending category, this is the fun stuff: dining out, entertainment, shopping, hobbies, coffee runs. Here's where people usually mess up. They budget like they're going to be a monk. Don't do that. You want to give yourself some room to live, just set a reasonable limit. Then there's those savings and those goals. This is the good stuff: emergency fund, home ownership fund, other savings goals, the extra debt payments. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. But these are categories that are just as important as your rent. I want you to treat them like bills that you pay yourself. Let's discuss two things that are going to change your financial future. And that's going to be savings and debt payoff. If you don't have an emergency fund yet, start with a mini goal of $1,000. This is going to keep you from going deeper into debt when life happens, and life will happen. Once you hit $1,000, work towards 3 to 6 months of expenses. Even if you could only put $50 or $100 a month towards this right now, I want you to start. Small progress is still progress. So look at your debt list from day 4. You're already making minimum payments in your fixed expenses, right? Now we're talking about extra payments. Two popular methods that we discussed was the debt snowball, paying off the smallest balance first for quick wins, and then the debt avalanche payoff. And that's where you're paying off the highest interest rate first to save money. Pick whichever one keeps you motivated, because motivation is going to matter more than math when you're starting out. In your budget, I want you to create a line that says extra payment and put whatever you can afford here. Even $25 extra makes a difference. This challenge is all about balance. You need to do both, you guys. Save and pay off debt. I know it feels impossible, but even if it's $50 to savings and $50 to extra debt payments, you're building both habits. As you pay off debts or cut expenses, you can increase these amounts. It builds momentum. What I want us to discuss is that house dream. On day 4, you calculated your home ownership goal. Today, we're making it real by putting it in your budget. I want you to create a specific line item called the Home Down Payment Fund or Future Home Fund. Give it its own category. Make it visible. How much should you allocate? I want you to look at your goal and your timeline. If you need $20,000 in 5 years, that's roughly $333 a month. Can you swing that? Maybe, maybe not. If you can't hit that full amount right now, don't give up on the dream. I want you to start with what you can do in small and increase. Begin with $100 a month, then increase by $25 every few months. You can begin to automate it. Set up automatic transfers to a high yield savings account the day after payday. Any bonus money, that's tax refunds, bonuses, gifts, put 50 to 100% toward your home fund. You got a side hustle designated. If you have a side income, I want you to earmark it specifically for the goal. The key is consistency. $100 a month for 5 years is $6,000. That's a down payment on an FHA loan in some markets. So don't underestimate the small and consistent action. And remember, this fund is separate from your emergency fund. Don't mix them up together. I want to go over what a complete budget looks like. I'm going to use the $3,500 example. The income is $3,500 with fixed expenses. Rent is $1,200. Car insurance is $100. Phone $50. The minimum debt payments is $150. Subscriptions is going to be $30. That subtotal is $1,530. Then we have the variable expenses. The groceries is about $350. Gas $120. Utilities $100. Personal care at $50. That subtotal is $620. In the discretionary dining out, that's $150. Entertainment is $75. Shopping is $100. Subtotal is $325. In that savings and goals area, that emergency fund, $200 being set aside. Home fund $250. The extra debt payments at $100. That subtotal is $550. Then we have a miscellaneous buffer of $475. That total equals $3,500. See how every dollar has a purpose. Your numbers is going to vary. It's going to be different, but the structure is what matters. Here's your day 6 action steps. You know I got to give you some marching orders. Action step 1, grab your income number and write it at the top of your budget. Action step number 2, fill in all your categories, starting with the fixed expenses, then variable, then discretionary. Action step number 3 is create a specific line item for emergency fund, debt payoff, and that home ownership fund we discussed. Action step 4, I want you to adjust and balance until income minus expenses equals 0. In step 5, save this budget somewhere that you're going to see it on your phone, computer, print it out on the fridge, wherever works for you. This might take you 30 minutes to 60 minutes for the first time, and that's normal. It gets faster over time. If your expenses are more than your income, you need to cut your expenses or increase your income. Look at those wants versus needs. Be honest about where you can trim. If you have any money left over, don't just leave it unallocated. Put it toward your highest priority goal or increase your buffer category. If this feels overwhelming, start simple. Just track the big categories this month, and you can get more detailed as you go. And if you mess things up, you will, because everybody does, this budget is a guide. It's not a prison. Adjust and keep going. I want you to create your first budget. It's a big deal. It's the tool that's going to help you reach every single goal that you set this week. Your budget isn't about restriction, it's about intention. It's about making your money work for your dreams, whether that's being debt free, buying a home, or just feeling less stressed about money. Listen, that's it for day 6 of the Organize Your Ish Challenge. Remember, progress over perfection. That's what it's all about. Small steps done consistently, that creates the real change. If you haven't already joined our Facebook community, dream it, affirm it, own it. This is where we're walking this journey together and we're keeping each other accountable during this process. And don't forget to hit the subscribe over on our YouTube channel so you don't miss a single day of the challenge. I'll see you on tomorrow. Same focus, same faith, same commitment. Bye now.